In a world that constantly rushes us forward, it's easy to forget the profound strength found in simply waiting. We often mistake stillness for stagnation, yet true growth frequently happens in the quiet periods of our lives. Patience isn't passive inaction. Rather, it is an active trust in a divine timeline far greater than our own. Think about the steadfastness required to simply keep going when the path ahead isn't yet visible. This steady faith is the anchor that keeps our spirit from being tossed about by every passing storm. The Bible reminds us that our race is not a sprint, but a marathon that requires endurance. When we feel our impatience rising, we can intentionally slow our breathing and recalibrate our focus. Consider the ancient mountains. They have weathered millennia without rushing their formation. Every moment spent waiting faithfully is actually a moment spent building inner character. We are called to fix our eyes on the one who perfected perseverance through everything he faced. The temptation is always to take matters into our own hands, but that often complicates the outcome. Instead, we surrender the when and focus entirely on the how we are living today. This surrender releases the anxiety that comes from trying to control the uncontrollable variables in life. Cultivating steady faith means acknowledging the present challenge without letting it define your future hope. It's about trusting that the process of refinement is necessary for the final, beautiful result. Remember that even the greatest stories of faith involved long stretches of waiting in obscurity. Use these slow times for deep reflection on the promises that already sustain you. Your current test of patience is actually an opportunity to deepen your reliance on something eternal. When discouragement whispers that nothing is moving, look for the small signs of God's faithfulness. These small mercies are the breadcrumbs leading you onward when the map seems lost. Faith is seeing the unseen, trusting the promise, even when the physical evidence is completely absent. Steady faith allows you to be fully present in this chapter without constantly worrying about the next one. Embrace the discipline of waiting, recognizing it as a necessary component of your spiritual formation. Let your yes be yes and your no be no, even in the small matters of your daily schedule. When you find yourself frustrated, ask what lesson this delay is uniquely trying to teach you. Patience is the art of holding on tightly to God while letting go loosely of our expectations. The longer the winter seems to last, the more magnificent the spring bloom will inevitably feel. Allow the Holy Spirit to mature your desires so they align perfectly with the Father's will. Don't mistake quiet endurance for a sign that your prayers have somehow gone unheard. The integrity of your faith is proven not in the breakthrough, but in the faithfulness leading up to it. Let every sigh of waiting be turned into a silent, powerful prayer for grace. We are learning to trust the invisible architecture of God's perfect timing. Look for opportunities to serve and love others, right where you are planted, without waiting for a promotion. Patience frees up mental energy, otherwise spent worrying about the future and dwelling on the past. When your spirit feels weary, recall the times God has proven his commitment to you before. Steady faith is simply remembering the character of God when your circumstances suggest otherwise. Let the stillness itself become a sanctuary where your relationship with the divine deepens profoundly. Do not rush the healing process. True restoration takes time and consistent, gentle care. The pressure you feel now is what creates the diamond of tested character within you. Be a living testament to the power of trusting God's perfect timing, even when it feels agonizingly slow. Keep showing up with an open heart, because faithfulness is always seen and always rewarded. In the wait, find your rest, not in the answer, but in the presence of the answerer himself. Every breath taken in patience is a declaration of faith in his unfailing promises. Let us commit today to exchange frantic striving for quiet, expectant trust. This deliberate slowness guards your joy against the theft of immediate gratification. A steady heart knows that what is built on a solid foundation takes the time it needs to stand firm. When you feel unseen, remember that the one who matters most sees your quiet devotion perfectly. Let your current test become the living proof of the faithfulness you will testify about later. Be patient with yourself. Sanctification is a lifelong journey, not a single afternoon event. The weight of the wait is lighter when you carry it with the perspective of eternity. Embrace the rhythm of resting in his promises while actively working in your present responsibilities. True spiritual momentum is built during the times when you feel like you are moving the slowest. Let the anticipation of his return fuel your quiet perseverance today. A patient heart offers grace to others because it understands its own desperate need for it. When you feel the urge to complain, try instead to whisper a genuine word of thanks. The steady heart is the one that trusts the harvest is coming, even while it's still sowing seeds. Your capacity for steady faith is being expanded right now, in this very season of waiting. Look at the slow erosion of rock by water. Persistent gentleness always wins over brute force. Today, choose to live as if the fulfillment of the promise is already secured, because it is. Let patience become the beautiful, quiet backdrop for every interaction you have today. The secret to a steady spirit is knowing you are never truly alone in the process. May your patience bring you not weariness, but a deep, unshakable, and confident peace. Rest assured, the patient work being done in you is leading to a glorious arrival.